I want to look at the parliamentary procedures, and there's some criticism from the crossbench about the way the government is responding to committees and inquiries through the parliament. With me is the independent member for Curtin, Kate Chaney. Kate Chaney, you've made the point that the government isn't responding, and if it is, it's not responding quickly enough to parliamentary scrutiny. What's your concern?
Well, there's a huge amount of time and effort that goes into these parliamentary inquiries, and when there's a difficult issue or an issue that the government thinks is important, it will send it to an inquiry. And then we take submissions from the public and experts, we hear oral evidence and write up reports. It's the best part of Parliament because we put our ideology at the door and actually get together and solve these problems, come up with recommendations, give it to the government. The government's then meant to respond within 6 months. And there are now 50 reports that this government has commissioned the inquiry and then has not responded within that 6 months.
That's, that's in the House of Reps. You're calling it the Prime Minister's too hard basket. In fact, you and your staff brought in a bit of a prop along those lines, showing just how many reports we're talking about. That's
right. There are 50 just for House and joint committees. There's another 80 Senate reports that are not even in this basket. But really, this is disrespectful to all the people who've put submissions in and the parliamentarians who've put in the time as well.
So why is there no response? And if so, you know, why, if it does come, is it not on time? What's the government saying to you?
Well, so it's not just that these aren't on time, there's no response at all for these. And I think it's a lack of courage. These are really important issues like terrorism, immigration, illicit drugs, energy security, AI and education, really important topical issues. And I think the government, the names on the basket, it's the too hard basket. They're just not really showing the courage to deal with these important issues.
But in relation to the response from a minister, they're meant to respond within 6 months. That doesn't mean they've got to agree to the whole thing.
That's right, but they haven't even replied. So I would accept that they might not want to accept all the recommendations, but for all of these reports, they haven't even formally replied.
As you've said, there's a hell of a lot of work that goes into them as well, and expertise.
That's right. And there is a procedure that says under the standing orders they have to respond within 6 months. If they don't, they have to appear before the committee and appear in the parliament and explain why not. Well, that hasn't happened either. So now the crossbench is going to their committees, and we're all suggesting to our committees that we resolve to refer the matter to the Speaker.
So finally, you believe it's a lack of respect to those that showed up at the committees, but a lack of respect for democratic procedure.
That's right. We have these processes for a reason, and in New South Wales they have the same rules, but it's actually respected, and those responses do come in time. It's huge waste, and I think the public don't like to see waste, and they want to see these difficult issues actually addressed.
Member for Curtin, Kate Chaney, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kieran.